want to just like run into them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's time. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was the most dramatic run out. I was really dumb. Woo!
I can love you like you want me to. I can't be on my own. I can show you who you wanted to.
As a kid, I would say I was very over the top. I was always doing the absolute most. I wanted to be an actress, and I went to drama class every Tuesday for 7 years. I was very dedicated. I wanted to be in the West End so badly. And then when I went to secondary school, I became like quite shy at the beginning, not the rest of it, but yeah, I loved drama. Not like gossip drama, like acting. I really liked acting a lot when I was younger. I used to scream sing on the staircase for my whole family. One of my favorite memories of growing up in South London is there used to be a market every Sunday. It was called like New Covent Garden Market or something like that, but it was in Vauxhall. It never really made sense to me. And I used to go there every Sunday with my mum. It was just huge. Like there was so much stuff there. I'm just thinking of like jerk chicken. There was always like food being barbecued and like, it was just, I can't really remember it properly because I was like 5. But that was always really nice. And like just going to the park, there's a lot of parks in South London. That's one of my favorite things about growing up here. I think going to the market with my mum like at any age has kind of always been very much a core memory for me. That's very much like home. So this is a very stereotypical thing for some people in London. But yeah, when I like went into year 10, a very pivotal year in a teenager's life. I know it might sound cringe. I became really obsessed with graffiti. That led me to become quite obsessed with like skate culture. I can't skate. I was genuinely like fascinated by like all the like Supreme skaters and just watching those type of videos when I was like 15. And also like it's a very like male dominated space, and I went to a girls' school as well. And also this is like American skate culture. It just felt very like kind of the opposite of everything that I'm from. When I used to dress a bit more baggier like 2 years ago, it kind of did come from like constantly watching these type of videos and following like all these skate boys. It kind of just like subconsciously, I was like, not even subconsciously maybe, because I was like 15. I was like, I want to dress like this. I became obsessed with like a graphic top that says something. I would save up for like the whole month. No, it was like save up for the term, and at the end of the term I can get like this one top, like £30 on Depop. And I would rock that to school every day. That kind of led to me becoming really obsessed with finding that type of culture here in London. It's easy to take like where you are from for granted, and you're not taking in like simple things like the skyline, because you're like, I've always grown up here. And then it kind of just led to me becoming obsessed with that. I became absolutely like obsessed with buildings. It was mad. Like I literally did like a 15-minute talk on Trellick Tower when I was like 15, because I was just so obsessed with like architecture. I literally thought I was going to do it at uni. Like I just became really obsessed with everything around me. I had always kind of wanted to make music, and because I was so obsessed with like art and making things, it was the lockdown in 2020. I just felt like very creative at the time, 16 years old, being like, everything's so cool, like everything's, and then I was like, I want to make a song, I want to put it online. I just wanted to click play. And then I made a song and I uploaded it the same night, and then that was how my first ever song came out. And the cover was just a cover that I took for art in my art A-level, just of like a guy on the train. For the first 2 years, like all the covers I did like were taken by me. I was also obsessed with that. It all came from me being obsessed with taking pictures of buildings. That's my origin story, buildings. I need to thank Phil for helping me. I need to thank Phil, because he's actually how I met a lot and most of my friends in music. He had a listening party for his, I don't know if it was a tape or an album. I think it was a tape. I think it was an album. For his project, Black Dog. And yeah, I just met so many people that day who like, I remember being like really nervous. I was like standing outside, I was like terrified. And these are all people now that like, if I see them, it's like, oh my God, hi. But like at the time, that was when I like didn't know how to like socialize with people properly. I think people probably still think that about me now, but I've really improved. And that was like 3 years ago. That was really nice. I met a lot of people that day for the first time. I'd say when I was a child, my influences kind of came from like movie soundtracks, but like not like cinema movie, like Disney Channel original movie, like Let It Shine, stuff like that. Yeah, I was just really obsessed with acting when I was a kid, and I loved musical theatre and like combining acting with singing. I loved that type of stuff so much when I was younger. I still love it now, but I'm not like crazy obsessed. And yeah, I kind of just loved how theatrical and big all those types of songs were, which I know that my songs aren't theatrical and big, but I loved that type of stuff growing up. And then as I got older, I'd say when I was like 16, that's when I found Beabadoobee. And I feel like I haven't said this before and I don't know why. I would like say she's like the reason I like ever even went and released. My first 5 songs were just acoustic songs on my guitar. I'd say she's like genuinely the reason I did that. I was so obsessed with how, I don't know, I feel like it wasn't until I was 16 that I heard like from her for the first time, like hearing songs that where it's like, this is called a song. This is a complete finished song. And it is just someone singing on their guitar. And it sounds dumb for me to say I haven't heard that, but it just felt a bit different with her. I don't know, her first Lice EP, that was kind of what made me be like, oh, I don't need to have a fancy studio and radio quality sounding song. Like it can just be me on my voice memos, you know, playing the guitar. And if it sounds good, that's still a song, you know, I can still upload that somewhere and someone might still really like that. So that was very inspirational for me. My favorite thing about the scene right now in London is that I just feel like it's the most like variety there's ever been. And obviously that comes from like things like being able to make music is more of an accessible thing than it was in the past. You don't need to hire like some crazy studio. So a lot of really great stuff are being made from people's bedrooms. It's amazing. The variety of like creativity right now is crazy. Every day when I'm on TikTok, I'm seeing a new type of song I didn't think I would hear. Like a merging of like all these different influences. It's just really cool to hear how after all these years of like having so much different types of media, whether that be through film or television or physical art, you know, all these different types of ways that people can express themselves, to see how that can influence like artists of today. There's just so much art now to be able to like refer back to, and so many different things to take influence and inspiration from. My favorite stuff, I love Chin Legacy, my friend, and I love Moses Ideka, who's also my friend. They are 2 really great artists. I think they are probably my 2 favorite artists in this entire scene. They definitely are. They just have such good like taste, and I think it really shows in what they make, and they're not scared to show all the different types of stuff they want to make. They're not boxing themselves in. That's kind of like what I was talking about, being able to see someone use all these different influences from all these different types of places and all these different times. Like it doesn't have to just be, I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, I love Jim and I love Moses. I think they're amazing. They're really, really amazing musicians, and they're gonna be huge. I love songs that are like, you know, just me and my guitar, that are more acoustic. I will always love songs like that. That's always gonna be one of my favorite types of songs to listen to. But I do think I initially started making songs that way because that was the means that was like available to me. My first EP, those are like the first 4 sessions I ever did. I hadn't really like developed as an artist in any way. Like, that was like me like trying a thing. Like I wasn't like, I never wanted to just make indie music. And I'd say it wasn't until 2023 where it was like, okay, I've kind of worked out what making a song is for me and what this feels like. Because even the first song I ever released, that was the first song I ever made. I think the switch to more of a pop thing is kind of what always made sense for me. I just kind of needed to work out how I wanted to do that. Like I was saying earlier, like my original influences when I was a child was like these really big sort of theatrical songs with a lot going on in them. And even when they didn't have a lot going on in them, even like maybe the singing's a bit like more of a dramatized type of vocal, just that type of stuff I always loved. I really, really loved and still do love Justin Bieber. His album Believe is literally one of my favorite albums ever. That's very pop, you know, that was kind of always what I wanted to do. Yeah, I just wanted to work out how that makes sense for me, and I just needed like to grow up a bit and kind of be more sure of myself as a person before kind of doing that. And it kind of always felt easier to be like, well, I'm gonna make this type of song as opposed to working out my own kind of thing. And I do think I do have that now, and I think that's why this next body of work is really important to me, because it's like, this is really what I want my music to feel like. And I feel like I've always wanted to make pop music. Even though when I started making music, I was like, I'm not pop, but I was just being like a cringy teenager. And I think, yeah, now I've kind of really worked out what my version of pop is for me. And yeah, I'm just really excited for people to hear this music. It's very important to me. I went to LA for the first time in March. And yeah, it was so, like, it sounds dumb. And I kept saying it to everyone I met there. They were like, yeah, duh. But it's just so different to London. But I kind of loved it, like low-key. Like, it was literally, like, I actually kind of loved it. And the food's just great. I know it's like, there are some things about it that are a bit dark, but it was also in some ways really inspiring to kind of just like, it's just a different world to London, you know, it's just not similar. So it kind of fueled more like the kind of summer vibe of this project. I finished like a few of the songs that are on the tape there, but there was one song I made there that I was like, this has to be on this project. Even though I only came back like 3 weeks ago, it will always feel quite nostalgic to me because it just reminds me of, I like LA, it's nice, the food's good, it's nice, it's a nice vibe. There is somewhere that inspires me that's not London. I do love Paris, I think it's a great place, but nowhere will inspire me like here. Love it. Anywhere, anytime it's sunny, I'm inspired. London when it's sunny is the best place on the world. In the world, not on, God, in the world. My dream collab in the UK, I've been sticking to this one for the last 2 years now. Because before I would just list like 10 people, but I would just love to make a song with Imogen Heap. She's been a massive inspiration for me for this new body of work that I've made. I was always really obsessed with the guitar and electronic music separately. I kind of wanted to always find a balance in a way of doing both. And I think that's what this project is to me. Being able to mix acoustic elements with electronic music is kind of all I've kind of always really wanted to do. If I could collab with an artist from America, I'd love to make a song with Justin Bieber. If I had a song, all three of us, me, Imogen Heap, Justin Bieber, I'm crying and I'm on the floor. But one day, my dream is to work with Clairo. That's like something that I really dream to be able to do one day. And I've been making a tape, it's nearly done. And it's called Time Flies. It feels very me. I can confidently stand on it and be like, this is everything I've always wanted my music to sound like. Yeah, it's just really important to me. And I just can't wait for everyone to hear it. I'm really excited. Summer 2025.